homes in the latest release are now selling from just $450,000. With no stamp duty, no council rates and no exit fees, it's a smart financial move. Northern Community Residential Village offers secure, low-maintenance living in a friendly community of like-minded over 50s. Embrace your next chapter in style and comfort. Visit ncrv.com.au to book a tour of the display home today.
When your child is sick, you shouldn't have to wait weeks to see a GP. That's why Family First will fight to see more local doctors trained, so you and your family can see a doctor when you need one. Family First will take the pressure off your family's health.
Vote 1, Family First.
Authorised by Lyle Shelton, Family First Party, Norwood.
Step into Lasso Cosmic Cabaret Saloon, perched on the galaxy's edge, where space cowboys, alien drifters and the legendary rodeo sisters dazzle with out-of-this-world acts. Immerse yourself in spectacular, risque, adults-only circus under the Lasso Saloon. Get your GA ringside booth and cabaret table tickets now. Lasso Cosmic Cabaret opens February 19th, running the whole fringe season. Tickets at lassotheshow.com.au.
Adelaide's news leader for 50 years. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. With the 3 o'clock news, good afternoon, I'm Mel Usher. A drug-addicted mother has been jailed for the horrific neglect of her 6-year-old daughter. Charlie Nolan died in July 2022, weighing only 18 kilos. The judge told 50-year-old Crystal Hanley she'd failed as a mother at the most fundamental level. She's been sentenced to 17 years with 13 years non-parole. The search for 4-year-old Gus Lamont continues, with police returning to his family's outback property again today. Task Force Horizon is searching several locations for evidence relating to his disappearance in September. Major Crime is looking at areas affected by the flooding rains Saturday week ago. Well, police are urging motorists to drive with care, with 5 people losing their lives on our roads in separate crashes since Friday afternoon. Yesterday, a 24-year-old man and 50-year-old woman were killed at Virginia and Port Pirie in separate crashes. The road toll this year has tragically climbed to 20. Inspector Mark Atkinson says at least 2 of this week's deaths could have been avoided.
Of the 5 that life's lost over the last week, the early stages indicate that 2 of those people were not wearing seatbelts. It's an easy thing to do, and I'm not sure why it's a problem for some people.
The federal government has approved the release of 100 million litres of lower quality fuel to deal with a diesel shortage in the regions. Farmers say they've been unable to access fuel as wholesalers restrict supply. The government admits this shouldn't be happening despite the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Energy Minister Chris Bowen has told Parliament he's taking short-term measures to address the situation.
Today I have decided to relax the requirements under the Fuel Quality Act, Mr Speaker, when it comes to sulphur content on a temporary 60-day basis. This will see 100 million litres of fuel extra flow in Australia a month over that time.
Former intelligence boss Dennis Richardson has expressed confidence in the Bondi Royal Commission despite quitting the inquiry. Mr Richardson had been appointed by the Prime Minister to conduct a review into the response to the December terror attack. But his role was then absorbed into the broader inquiry into anti-Semitism and social cohesion. Mr Richardson says he's become surplus to requirements and it's best if he moves on.
I think it was perfectly appropriate to roll the review that I was doing into the Royal Commission. It's just that it's now reached a point where I think my value add is pretty limited.
The Oscars red carpet has been rolled out ahead of Hollywood's biggest night. The 98th Academy Awards is next Monday our time. Australians Rose Byrne, Jacob Elordi and Nick Cave are nominated. Now turning to 5AA Sport, and Jack Watkins will make his AFL debut for the Power this weekend. Port open 2026 against North Melbourne. Coach Josh Carr is excited to see what he'll do.
Well, he's had a really good pre-season, so he's definitely, I guess, put his best foot forward to give himself an opportunity. We know what he's going to bring.
Jacob Ware and Corey Durden will both also make their club debuts for the Power. Todd Marshall will return as a defender to play his first game in 548 days. And the Sydney Kings have held on in an absolute nail-biter in Game 1 of the semi-final series against the Perth Wildcats, 105-104. The Wildcats must win in Perth on Saturday to keep the semi-final series alive. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon in the Parklands. Traffic lights playing up on Green Hill Road at King William Road. Maylands, a smash on Port Rice Road near McGill Road. Another collision to look out for at Croydon, north-south motorway near Port Road. And got a burst water main the Savo. This one's at Paradise Darley Road near the O-Barn. Can't let a day go by without a burst water main, can we? Cameras Harvey Avenue, Nedley and West Street at Ascot Park. Head to Chemist Warehouse and save more money every year on your regular medication with discounted prescriptions in every store every day. Shop Chemist Warehouse today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. Saturday, sunny, 29. Sunday, partly cloudy, 29. Right now, it's 21 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Branckless. Tonight, failed as a mother. The judge's scathing remarks as a northern suburbs woman is jailed for 17 years over the neglect death of her young daughter. The fresh focus in the search for little Gus Lamont. The groundbreaking new treatment for heart patients. And we're live as the Crows and Power name their Round 1 teams. 9 News. Your news. 90 at 6 on 9 and on 9 now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon to you. It's 7 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and we are now live on the Facebook and YouTube live stream. Jump on and say hi. At 3:30, you're going to hear from the AMA, the Australian Medical Association. They have given out their report card on the state of hospitals in South Australia today. We'll see what they've rated it. And I'm guessing it's not an A+. We'll find out what mark they've given it, though. Is that how their report cards work? Because I'm really hoping to get an answer from them on that. Is it D? Is it F? Is it a B? C+? I don't know. We'll see. They're doctors, though, so I would suggest that maybe they're a little bit more academic than what my report card would be. You're also going to hear from a local councillor in the Mount Barker District Council who has a concern about sausage sizzles. And no, it's not that she can't get the free democracy sausages that Dave and Will have put together with the help of Najobi. It is that she cannot find sausage sizzles on election day in her area. She's put out a Facebook post to say, I can't find any. Do you know where you can get sausage sizzles on election day in the Mount Barker area? So you're going to hear from her before 4 o'clock as well. But joining me in the studio this afternoon, Ashton Hearn, the leader of the Liberal Party. I asked her to come on the program to talk about these concerning statements from Karsten Woodhouse, the party's candidate in the seat of Wright, and she's come into the studio. So good afternoon, Ashton Hearn.
Good afternoon, Stacey, and always, I think this is my first time in studio with you, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for coming in.
A pleasure.
Karsten Woodhouse. Is he going to be the party's candidate on March 21?
No, look, Karsten won't be our Liberal candidate this election. I've made my views on this clear yesterday and today, and the decision has been made that he won't be the candidate.
Okay. Whose decision was that? The party's or yours or his?
Well, look, I'm just not going to go into that, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I think the people of South Australia, sure, they want to know who their candidates are, and we've made that really clear. And I think South Australians would much sooner see us get on with talking about the things that they care about, like the health system. The AMA, no, they don't rate in A, B, C, D, E and F.
Okay.
But if they did, I'd be giving them an F for a whole host of different reasons. And that's what I'm laser focused on. I mean, when I became the leader of the party, I made it clear to colleagues and to members that I was all about unity and really making sure that as a team we're getting the important things right. And that's what I'm pushing on with today. I've just come from a press conference at the Royal Adelaide Hospital talking about the AMA report card, and that's where my focus is.
Why won't you go into detail about, or at least answer that question, whose decision was it for Karsten Woodhouse to not be the Liberal Party's candidate? The party, your decision, his decision, why won't you answer that?
Because I don't think it's that necessary. He's no longer the candidate, and I'm here on your program telling you that. I've held a press conference where I fielded a range of different questions about it, and he's no longer the candidate. What I did say and doubled down on is that I still maintain that individuals should be able to express themselves and share their own views. Karsten has put forward a whole range of different views, and really that's a matter for him. But I do think we need to protect people's freedom of speech and the like. But at the end of the day, the decision has been made that he's no longer the candidate.
How did he get through? I was told today that there's a candidate review committee. It's a 3-person panel that the party has when they're reviewing aspiring candidates. And one of the questions that they ask is, do you have anything in your past or online? Have you ever said anything that could bring the party into disrepute or something along those lines? How did he get through with answering that question? Either way, if he said yes, he shouldn't be the candidate, shouldn't have been. If he said no, and these comments have now surfaced, how did he get through?
Well, look, I mean, I think I'm a person who's always striving for improvement, and if there are improvements that need to be made to that process, then I'm sure that they will be. But at the end of the day, he's no longer the candidate, and I'm just looking forward to pushing on and speaking with people about our positive plans for the state, what we can do for the health system, and that's where my focus is.
You push the Labor Party for transparency. Why can't you be transparent on that now about whose decision this was?
Well, I just don't think it matters. I mean, the decision has been made.
You might not think it matters, but other people do. I think it matters.
No longer the candidate. And what I would say is that this matter was dealt with within, 24 hours, and it's been a number of days now for the Premier to fail to show leadership on getting rid of Chris Picton, who has been at the centre, really, of farming out private personal information, medical information to journalists and backgrounding. So the team has been decisive on this issue, and I just encourage the Premier to do the same.
Has the team been decisive, though? You said yesterday, what's wrong with having a different view?
Well, I stand by those. I stand by that. I mean, people have got to people are entitled to have their views, and I maintain that is a strength, I think, of society, and it should be. People are able to express themselves, but at the end of the day, I was clear yesterday that I didn't support those views. I'm clear today that I don't support those views, and he is now no longer the candidate.
Does the whole party support this decision, whoever's decision it was?
Well, at the end of the day, he's no longer the candidate. So as a team, we're focused on getting on with what's important to South Australians. One thing that I know is that it is so easy to become distracted in politics. It is so easy to spend your days talking about yourselves and thinking that people care about internal party matters. They just don't. People want to see their politicians, and particularly their leaders, out there talking about what people care about. And for me, when I'm out and about, including this morning at the produce markets in SA, people are talking to me about affordability. They're talking to me about the fuel prices right now. I mean, the oil price is skyrocketing, and that has put affordability fair and squarely in the spotlight, and that's what people want their politicians to be talking about. And I do appreciate that there's always interest in kind of the intricate internal machinations, but that's not where my focus is. I'm focused on getting on with what people care about, and that's why I'm here to talk to you about a number, whatever you want, Stacey.
Well, I'm trying, but there are questions that you're not answering. Someone here on the text line says we want them to be honest in terms of politicians. So did you ask the party to either disendorse or get rid of, or ask Karsten Woodshouse to resign?
Oh, look, I just don't think it's helpful. Like, there are a number of conversations that go on within parties, and that's just the nature of politics, really. But those are internal matters. They're not external matters that people need to be focused on. I'm focused on making sure that our team is getting out there and speaking about our policies, and that's what I'm enjoying doing.
So you can't even tell me if you asked the party to
I made my views clear. I made my views clear yesterday that I didn't support his those comments that were out there in the public domain. I made myself clear today, and ultimately the decision has been made that he is no longer a candidate.
Because I've been told, and you can either confirm or deny this, that you did ask the party to disendorse him. The party refused to do that, and then Ben Hood asked the party to disendorse him, and that is when the request was taken seriously. Is that true?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the decision has been made and he's no longer the candidate. And I'm in the business of speaking about our policies, and I think we've seen at the federal level what can happen when politicians start talking about themselves, and I'm not going to be one of them. And I know that might disappoint you and potentially some of your listeners too, but I make no apologies for pushing on in the very short time that we've got between now and the election. In fact, as you know, polls open on Saturday. So I'm out there talking about the policies that we're taking to the election, and I'm not going to be a leader who beats around the bush. I'm going to be a leader that gets out there and speaks about our policies and what we can offer the people of South Australia.
But you are beating around this bush.
No, I don't believe I am. I'm happy to have the conversation, but I've made myself clear and he's no longer the candidate.
Karen says, why isn't she answering the question? She comes across as being strong, but this is showing otherwise. It's going to lose a lot of credibility.
Well, this has been decisive. This is an issue that has gone on for, 24 hours? Where's the Premier? The Premier has basically said boo when it comes to one of his ministers farming out and his team farming out specific medical information about the type of medication to journalists. So I've shown that I'm willing to work with the team and be decisive, and that is in direct contrast to the Premier.
And I've spoken about the Chris Picton saga. What's this? Oh, okay. That's a good question. Jane on the text line wants to know if Carsten Woodhouse is still a Liberal Party employee or...
He has a contract, and as far as I understand it, that contract will be fulfilled.
So he is still a Liberal Party employee?
Yes.
So the party won't get rid of him as an employee?
Well, he's an employee with a contract. I mean, what grounds would he be dismissed on?
Well, bringing the party into disrepute?
Well, he's able to have his views. What is wrong with members of the community across whatever political divide having a certain view? I mean, we are in a really troubling spot if we get to a situation where
you don't agree with those views because they're problematic.
But no, they don't sit well with me morally. But that's a matter for me. But they are views that are held by a particular individual who is ultimately answerable for them. I'm responsible for my views. And, you know, at the end of the day, this gentleman is no longer the candidate.
But can you accept that his views, calling feminism demonic, saying homosexuality isn't real, saying he's seen witches burn in church, that I call them problematic. Some people call them disgusting. Some people agree with them. But when you perpetuate those views in public, particularly about homosexuality and feminism, that can lead to gendered violence. Those sorts of views about women and gay people can lead to those groups being discriminated against, being marginalised, and it can lead to them being a justification for violence against those groups.
Well, I don't support those views. They're not my views. I made that clear
this guy's clearly being supported by the party. He's still going to be paid by your party.
But he's got a contract, Stacey. Like he's got a contract. I've made it clear that I made it clear yesterday when they first came to light. I don't support those views in any way, shape or form. I made that clear again today, and he is now no longer a Liberal candidate at the election. But he also has a contract. He's got a contract. He's a paid employee, and he's got a contract. And ultimately, though, my focus is on getting out and speaking with South Australians about what they want to hear their leaders talking about, particularly this close to an election.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Ashton Hearn, the leader of the opposition in South Australia. It's 3:20 here on 5AA. Happy to take your calls next. 8223 0000 is the number.
Get ready, Port fans. This week's for you. It's Membership Week. Now, with season 2026 underway all this week, we're talking all things Port. Now, tune in for exclusive interviews and money can't buy giveaways. If you're a Port fan, you will not want to miss this. It's our PAFC Membership Week. Experience the atmosphere of Port Adelaide games live at Adelaide Oval. Get 3 games of your choice for just $99. Bargain! Search Port Adelaide Membership exclusively on 5AA.
Don't miss Mazda's final 2025 plate clearance. It's your last chance to get incredible drive-away deals across select 2025 models, like the top-of-the-range Mazda BT50 SP, now from $68,990 drive away. Or get the job done with the worksite-ready BT50 XT 4x4 dual cab from $55,990 drive away. Be quick, limited stock available. Head into your local dealer today. The final Mazda plate clearance ends soon. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
We're all feeling the squeeze under Labor. Power bills are up 43% in 4 years. We have the 6th least affordable housing in the world. And our debt is nearing $48 billion. This election, stop Labor's cost of living squeeze. Vote Liberal.
Authorised by AHIDE Liberal Party only.
Whatever your morning looks like, own it with Up and Go Liquid Breakfast. Braving the bus or carving a wave. Battling rush hour or feeling the rush of your favourite trail. Fueled with the protein, fibre and vitamins you need to get up and go.
It's been gone for decades. It's a thing of the past. But even today, it haunts some of us. If you suffered from polio as a child or it affected your parents, Polio SA Support Group would like to hear from you. Symptoms like weakness, joint pain and fatigue may still persist and can be managed. Polio SA is committed to making life for polio survivors as comfortable as possible. Find out more at poliosa.org.au.
Before things really start to heat up, call in and see us at the gas shop. We have a large range of cooling options suitable for any home. We only stock the best, trusted brands, and we can install for you too, so the whole process is seamless.
Do the voice!
Oh, you mean...
This voice. At the gas shop, we'll keep you cool all summer long. The Gas Shop, 161 Unley Road, opposite Target. Cool.
How many times a day do you experience hand or wrist pain? If simple things like cooking, holding a cup of tea or coffee, and recreational activities are giving you pain, do something about it. At Grip Surgery, we specialise in hand trauma, carpal tunnel syndrome, osteoarthritis, joint replacement, sports injuries, nerve pain, and more. To get a grip on the life you loved before, free from hand pain, visit gripsurgery.com.au. That's gripsurgery.com.au.
Your backyard doesn't need another barbecue. It needs a centerpiece. Rustic Wood Ovens, handcraft custom wood-fired ovens built to suit your space with stainless or granite benchtops, integrated barbecue options, electrical fittings and expert trades behind every detail. If you're serious about entertaining, you need to be serious about the space. Speak to Rustic Wood Ovens and craft your culinary dreams with wood-fired elegance. Visit rusticwoodovens.com today.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Your calls now, 23 minutes past 3 here on 5AA. Edwin is in Campbelltown. Hi, Edwin.
G'day, Stacey. I enjoy your program. Look,
Thank you.
I just want to raise an issue with you about, the election that's coming up with state election. I get, as we all do lately, because I'm in Hartley, and, the leaflets for the election, and...
oh, yeah.
Like Vincent Tarzia, he resigned from Parliament for family reasons, and even when you walk down Glenburn Road or drive down, you see all the pictures of Vincent Tarzia, nothing of Ashton Hearn, and on the leaflets you see hardly anything of Ashton Hearn mentioned, or even a picture. Maybe if it's might be one small picture, but all over the place it's all about Vincent Tarzia. He's got big headlines. Vincent, what I'm going to do for you. He's got a big picture of him everywhere, and I think that's really wrong.
Well, I'll just correct you on something there, Edwin. He didn't resign from Parliament. He stood down as the leader of the Liberal Party, so he's still...
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, he stood down as the leader of a Liberal Party, and now you've got Ashton Hearn. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. You've got Ashton Hearn, but, if she's the leader, well, why is she in the background?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in my area, all of the candidates, I see photos of them, not the leaders of the parties. I mean, I see photos of the Labor candidate, not Peter Malinauskas. I see photos of the Liberal candidate, not Ashton Hearn. So I don't think that's too unusual.
Yeah, I suppose so.
They're asking for you to vote for them, not the leader of the party. So. I mean, I don't know.
Can I also make another? Can I also make another point, Stacey? And that's that I do agree with one thing that Ashton Hearn said. I mean, at the end of the day, like I remember Bob Hawke used to say, I think he used to say years ago when he was in power, I may not agree with what you say, but I'll defend your reasons for saying it, even if he disagrees with it. And I agree with that because it's a democracy. We have entitlement to free speech. But that's my view anyway.
All right. No, appreciate your thoughts, Edwin. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
See you. North Adelaide, Caesar's on the phone now. Hey, Caesar.
Hey, Stacey. Just a quick about the interview with Ashton. Then I think she was very true to her word in what she said, and it was very clear her values and what her thoughts were. I know you tried to press her about the other behind-the-scenes sort of stuff, which was irrelevant anyway. The fact is the guy's gone, which he should have.
Hold on. Irrelevant to you, but not to everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, what were you after? I mean, you got a response from Chris McDermott yesterday by pressuring. I think the Mal Meninga comment was out of line. The rest of the interview was very good about policies and what he stands for, this sort of thing. But I mean, throwing the Mal Meninga thing in the end as well. I mean, have you spoken to Chris Picton this week on air?
I've tried.
And has the Labor team got hold of you recently about discussing it anymore?
No.
So no one from Labor's media spin doctors has said, hey, Stacey, tone it down. We don't want you talking about it.
Caesar, what are you trying to insinuate here?
I'm just saying, what's happened to the topic on Chris Picton in your show now? Nothing.
I spoke about it yesterday and the day before. In fact,
and now,
you sent me a text message saying I was going too hard on it.
No.
Yes, you did.
You should have gone harder on him.
No, I have a text message from you the other day saying, surely we have bigger stories than this crap. Chris Picton just let off.
No, he got let off easy, I reckon. He should have been nailed over that.
Caesar, I spoke about that for 2 days straight. He was on with Dave and Will and he got questioned by Dave and Will. I'm not sure what you're insinuating here when you ask me if anyone from the Labor Party has got on to me asking me not to go too hard. A, they know never to do that with me because it would not work. And B, even if they tried, it wouldn't work. So I don't like that insinuation.
Well, the same with Chris didn't like the insinuation yesterday about him and Little Heroes Foundation. That's what upset him the most.
There was. So are you talking for Chris McDermott now? Are you his media guy?
Yeah. I'd stick up for Chris.
You do his media, do you?
Well, no, I don't. I do my own media.
So would he be comfortable with you speaking for him right now?
I'm not speaking for Chris. I'm speaking as a listener.
Well, you just told me you were speaking for him.
No, what I heard yesterday, that interview was a train wreck. In the end, you started well, didn't finish well.
All right, Caesar. Thanks for that. Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. See ya. Oh, he's hung up. Oh, that seems to be a habit the last couple of days. People who aren't agreeing with me are just hanging up. Fair enough. I'm happy to have conversations with people who don't agree with me, but I will not ever accept an insinuation that I'm told by any political party what to say. I've never had a political party try and tell me what to say. I think both of them, or all of them, know that wouldn't fly. Shirley is in Gawler. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, good afternoon, Stacey. Getting back to your interview, your conversation with Ashton, I think you took that too far. You asked her a question, she answered it, let it go.
But she didn't answer it, Shirley.
She did. She said
didn't.
He's no longer the candidate. Let it go.
No, she didn't answer my question. My question was, who got rid of him? Was it the party? Was it you? Did he resign?
Does it matter?
It might not matter to you, Shirley, but it matters to other people.
Yeah. And then the moment you say and talk about it, they're fighting it amongst themselves.
I didn't say that.
And this way, no, but that's what would be said if it comes out and it said who said he should go.
So if there was fighting in amongst themselves, it would come out? Would that be a problem?
Yes.
It would be a problem.
Well, because everybody twists this. I think she came on. You did not give her one opportunity to really speak about her policies. All you did was wanting to know who deleted him from the candidacy. Didn't matter. He's gone. And that's all that was needed. Why
Well,
does
it
he have
might
to
not
take-
matter to you, Shirley, but it definitely matters to other people. I've got lots of people here on the text line saying, we want you to be honest. Who got rid of him, or did he get rid of himself? I've got people here wondering. So just because I'm not asking the questions
she's
you
honest.
want me to ask doesn't mean they're not questions that
No,
should
no.
be asked.
No, she's honest in saying he's gone. And isn't that what people were worried about, that he was going to be the candidate?
Not
He's no longer
everyone.
the- Oh, God, you twist things, don't you?
I'm not twisting
no,
anything. You asked me a question and I answered, Shirley.
No, you carried on the whole way through. She answered it in the way that you knew she wasn't going to say anything else. He's gone. And she told you that she didn't agree with his...
Well, Shirley, the
whatever he
reason
was
I continued to ask is because whenever I do an interview with a politician on either side of politics, I get people saying, we just want them to be honest. We just want them to answer the question. And I didn't think she was answering the question. In fact, I know she didn't answer my question because she refused to answer it.
Well, she said he was gone.
But that wasn't the question.
No, but that was the answer that was needed. And,
To you, again, that's the answer you were happy with, but not everyone.
No. Oh, come on. You didn't even give her a chance to speak about her policies, which was more important than the fact as to who sent him from the... It was more important to her policies.
To
That's
you,
all that I
yes.
said.
We've
No,
spoken
to
about
everyone.
we've spoken about policies with the Liberal Party a lot throughout the election campaign. As I've spoken to the Labor Party about their policies, I just had the Legalised Cannabis Party on to talk about their policies. We had how many candidates from the Fair Go Party over the last 2 days? 7. I think we've had 7, either current or former candidates from that party. So we give lots of different parties an opportunity to talk about their policies here on the afternoons program, and we do that at an appropriate time when they announce and want to talk about policies. If the opposition announced a new policy today, I would have been happy to talk about it. Didn't see one. Ashton Hearn didn't bring one up. If she brought up a new policy, I would have questioned her on it, but she didn't. Thank you for your thoughts. I'm not sure. I think Shirley's gone as well. Oh, no. Lots of people hanging up. All right. Thank you. 8223 0000 is the number to call. It's time for news headlines now at 3:30. After that, the Australian Medical Association. They have given a rating system for the public hospitals in South Australia. We'll see what they've rated them.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 3:30 headlines. The Liberal Party has cut ties with their candidate in the seat of Wright after his controversial comments. A drug-addicted Adelaide mother has been jailed for the horrific neglect of her 6-year-old daughter. Fuel quality standards will be lowered to allow an extra 100 million litres to be redirected to regional Australia rather than be exported. And in sport, 3 new faces will make their debut for Port Adelaide this weekend. The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. Right now, it's 21 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Sharing in the moments that shaped our state.
It's Friday night and we're talking to you from Rolly Park Speedway in the very heart of Adelaide, South Australia. For the past 31 years, this circuit has been one of the most prestigious speedways in the country. Tonight, the shutters come down for the final time.
Rolly Park Speedway has just been an institution in Adelaide and for all of the drivers around our time.
Celebrating 50 years. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
At Hamilton, MG, Brighton and Ranella, MG's small SUV just got better. Elevate your drive with the all-new MG ZS CVT Vibe, backed by a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Pre-order now from $22,990 drive away. Plus, if you or a family member has ever owned an MG, you'll receive an additional $1,000 off. Don't miss out. Ends March 31st. Hamilton, MG, Brighton and Ranella. T's and C's apply. LBD 3600.
Harvey Norman clearance outlets at Marion and Jeffs Cross are bursting at the seams. Discontinued, run out and brand new furniture and bedding from across Australia. Prices are slashed for you to get a bargain. Clearance outlets at Marion Road Marion and Jeffs Cross Homemaker. Tell them Jerry sent you. Furniture and bedding at Marion and Jeffs Cross. Harvey Norman clearance outlets.
Go, Harvey, go!
Hit
Hit the open road with Camper Agent RV Supercentre. With models starting from just $43,990, now's the perfect time to plan your next holiday. Explore top brands like Winnebago, Windsor, Corrimal, Kia, Adria and Design RV, all ready for immediate delivery. Whether it's a family trip or a weekend escape, there's something for everyone. Stock is limited, so don't wait. Visit Camper Agent RV Supercentre, Parafield Gardens today.
For many Australians, owning a home feels far away. But now all first home buyers can access the expanded Australian Government 5% deposit scheme. Income caps have been removed and a wider range of homes now qualify, bringing home ownership in reach for more Australians. If you weren't eligible before, you now could be.
Hi, Whiskers.
To see if you could buy with a 5% deposit, visit firsthomebuyers.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
At first, you tell yourself, it's hard, but you can manage caring for a loved one at home. Eventually, you realise you can't do this alone, not safely. Unlike regular care, Yellow Door Care is nurse-led care at home. Yellow Door's registered nurses guide decisions, monitor change, and step in early when needed. Nothing is left to chance. You're not giving up. You're doing what's right. yellowdoorcare.com.au. Nurse-led care at home.
G'day, Keith Conlon here. How many times this year have you been wished a happy and healthy new year? Happy? That's up to you. But healthy? That's where Fusion Clinical Research comes in. Norwood-based Fusion is paving the way for the development of new drugs and treatments for a healthy future for all South Australians and beyond our shores. It's a little late, but healthy new year from the doctors and health professionals at Fusion. Trusted research, proven results. Fusion.
It's been a busy 4 years for Labor. We hired thousands more doctors, nurses and ambos and added hundreds more beds to our health system. That's the equivalent of a whole new hospital. We introduced 3-year-old kindy and led the world in banning kids from social media. We abolished stamp duty for thousands of first home buyers and gave more rights to renters. We're building a non-stop South Road. We banned puppy farms and political donations and those annoying robocalls. All of that in just 4 years? Imagine 4 more. Authorised A. Burke, Australian Labor Party, Adelaide.
Always relevant. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
23 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Now, we have some breaking news in regards to that interview I just did with Ashton Hearn. We now have a statement from the party executive. It reads, this is from Alexander Hyde, the State Director of the Liberal Party. Ashton Hearn might not have wanted to answer those questions, but her party now has. Alex Hyde says, I met with candidate for Right, Carsten Woodhouse, and discussed the need for our campaign to remain focused on our policy, priorities of affordability, healthcare and crime. As a result of being asked to step down, and in support of our team and campaign remaining focused, Mr Woodhouse has agreed to withdraw his candidacy. Mr Woodhouse does not shirk from his deeply held views and wants to see the Liberal Party succeed in the election and hold this terrible Labor government to account. The Electoral Commission has been informed of this decision. So there you go. There is the answer to the question. He was asked to stand down, and he did. He was asked by the party. I also have some more breaking news from Canberra. Alex Antic, Liberal Senator for South Australia. He is the far-right Liberal Senator who signed up a whole bunch of far-right Pentecostal voters to the Liberal Party a few years ago. He has had this to say in federal parliament today about Carsten Woodhouse and defending him and his views.
Now, let me just say this. This is the party in this country which apparently stands for freedom of thought, worship and speech and association. I haven't read what this guy has said, frankly, because I don't care about anything that's written in the media in South Australia. But I'll say this. If this guy is disendorsed or if he feels compelled to leave, we might as well shut the doors on this election with 1 week to go.
So there is a senior Liberal saying, we've got to shut the door on this election with a week to go. How does that help Ashton Hearn's chances of getting elected? And this is the problem with the Liberal Party in South Australia and more widely, in fact, and the reason why I was asking that question. Now, some people don't really care about the internal party politics of the Liberal Party, But I do, A, because I'm interested in politics, and B, because I care about a functioning democracy in South Australia. And to have a functioning democracy, you need a functioning opposition. And at the moment, they're not a functioning opposition. How can Ashton Hearn possibly get elected as Premier of South Australia when she has guys like Alex Antic within the party telling people that the election is over because he supports this candidate? This is the problem with the party. They fight themselves. There are two different factions of this party, and they fundamentally disagree with each other, and they hate each other more than they hate the Labor Party. Now, the Labor Party also has two very distinct factions in it, but the difference there is the Labor Party's factions, they'll fight with each other internally, and I will say they do fight with each other, but they're just better at keeping it within the party. They don't talk publicly about it as much as the Libs, for good or bad. I don't actually think that's a good thing, but anyway, for whatever reason, they do. And it makes them seem more united. And it looks from the outside like the Labor Party hate the Liberal Party more than they hate themselves. And that is the difference between the two parties right now, because the Liberal Party's dysfunction is on display. The Labor Party's dysfunction is kept behind closed doors. I just feel really sorry for Ashton Hearn in this moment right now. Hearing those comments from Alex Antic, seeing that statement from Alex Hyde, the state director of the Liberal Party, how on earth is she doing her job? 8223 0000 is the number to call. All right. Well, let's get back into it. The Australian Medical Association has looked into the state of the state's public hospitals and has given it a rating. Dr. Peter Subramaniam is the president of the AMA and joins you now. Good afternoon, Doctor. Thanks for your time.
Good afternoon, Stacey Lee.
So I'm wondering how this rating system works. I would love it if you were able to give it an A, a B, a C, an F. Is that how it works for you?
Not quite. I think, what this hospital report card reveals is that, while we've seen more additional beds come online, and we have to credit that to the incumbent government, it hasn't really made a difference in terms of the time patients are waiting to be seen in the emergency department or for planned essential surgery, or elective surgery, if you're categorized as being an urgent or Category 2 patient. So I think what we're seeing is that more beds have been delivered, but it's not actually making a difference to the timeliness of care.
Which is surprising to me. When I saw that number, 687 more beds came online. Is that a real number? But in one financial year, almost 700 more beds.
Yeah, some of these beds had been promised at the start of the government's term, and some coming online over that period of time. But yes, those are indeed more beds. But we've got to ask ourselves, why is this that more beds haven't made a difference to our ramping times, or in fact our elective surgery wait times? And that's what this report card, shows. And if you were to say, well, this would be maybe a C, if you like, but South Australians need an A on this report card to get on with having timely care.
Yeah, you would. If you said to anyone, okay, the health system's in a bad state, but we'll put 700 beds into it in the next 12 months, I would think on the face of that, just that number, you would think that would have an impact. But in fact, it's gotten worse.
Well, I think what this is showing us is that it isn't just about more beds. It's about the whole of the system, Stacey Lee, because additional beds without the appropriate workforce, without the appropriate aged care access, so patients in those beds need to go somewhere to be discharged. And also, the need for healthcare is increasing. And our focus has been, if you like, on the public hospital and on the ramp. But really, the focus should also be equally on community care, getting people the care they need so they don't need to access those additional beds. It's not working at the moment, and that's what we're asking both parties to come up with. Give us some detail as to how you're going to fix this problem, because additional beds on its own hasn't done that.
Okay, so you're asking both parties. I know you've been talking to both parties throughout the campaign as well. Are either of them listening? Do either of them have what you see as an appropriate plan to address the hospital crisis?
Well, I would say no. I think we're seeing some good ideas from both parties, but I'm also a realist. I understand that during a time when we're heading towards an election, there'll be a fair bit of announcements, some of it, announcements without detail or funding. And that's what the AMA has been calling for. We really want to know what the details are or the plans that they have to fix the problem now. We're all going to wake up on the 22nd of March, and we're going to need to have a healthcare system that is going to fix the waiting times after this election. We've asked for some particular investments in general practice, getting people seen in the community. We've also asked for some plans for community mental health services and palliative care. And we've also asked for a plan on where patients who are ready for discharge will go. That's in the aged care places. None of this will work without staffing, so we've also asked for a workforce plan. We're not seeing the detail to give us an ability to judge which policies are going to work.
Well, that's disappointing.
It is, but the problem isn't going to go away. As I was saying, if we are heading towards an election, there's opportunities for both parties to focus on the policies that they want the community to vote on in terms of health. And the more detailed those policies are, organizations like the AMA can give it an analysis as to whether or not it's going to address the problems. We still haven't seen that detail, but I suspect this is because of where we are in terms of the political cycle.
All right. Well, that's disappointing, but yes, there's a week to go. We'll see if anyone has a policy in the next week to address it. Doctor, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, Stacey Lee.
Dr. Peter Subramaniam, they're the president of the AMA, the Australian Medical Association. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Up next, if you live in the hills, where will you get your democracy sausage from on March 21? Because one councillor can't find anywhere.
5AA is a proud partner of Gluttony in Rymel Park.
Your home of the biggest shows this fringe.
Like the Fleetwood Mac story, the UK's premier tribute to Fleetwood Mac. A worldwide phenomenon, fresh from 3 consecutive Edinburgh Fringe sellout seasons. Book your tickets now at gluttony.net.au. Gluttony, proudly supported by 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Star Discount Chemist's Big Brand Vitamin Sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
There's a state election on March 21. Most people focus on who wins government. That's the lower house. But the real power check is in the upper house. That's where laws are tested, where decisions are scrutinised, where governments can be stopped, challenged or held to account. If one party controls everything, democracy gets lazy. That's why the upper house matters. I'm Tammy Franks, and democracy works best when government is held to account. Authorised by me, an independent. Tammy Franks, PO Box 21, Semaphore, SA 5019.
RDNS is now called Silver Chain, but that's all that's changing. There's still the same friendly faces, same in-home health and aged care you trust, and same not-for-profit values. Because some things will never change at Silver Chain.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia with a new fleet and 100% local Aussie service. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
Red Spot.
What's worse than running out of gas during the Christmas barbecue or the gas burner cutting out right as you're cooking your favourite steak?
Come on.
At Max Built Trading Co, we've been keeping barbies sizzling and meat medium rare since 1946. From refilling gas bottles to those hard-to-track-down spares for your gas burner, Max Built has quality products and reliable solutions for all situations. Visit us at Research Road, Paraka, or head to our Facebook page for more.
For most people, the goal is getting to retirement. But that's when the goals begin. Travel overseas, caravanning, spoiling the grandkids. Whatever you want in retirement, AFM Wealth Strategy plans around it. Their advice starts with your goals, helping you budget so everything fits. Investing matters, but it's not the centre of the conversation. Your life is. AFM Wealth Strategy. An authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisors Australia. AFSL 464629.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. From emergency plumbing to electrical and heating and cooling, no matter what size job you need, at Service Today, the answer will always be yes, we can. It's Service Today guaranteed or it's free. Can you fix the shower? Yes, we can. Can you fix the power? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. Look out for our bright yellow trucks.
Imagine attending every concert and major sporting event at Adelaide Oval for an entire year. Buy a ticket in the Jodie Lee Foundation and Adelaide Oval MTX Club Mega Pass lottery and you could win a double pass to every event at Adelaide Oval plus a $1,000 MTX Club food and beverage voucher. The total prize value is $12,500 with just 6,250 tickets available. Tickets are just $10. Entries close midnight March 12. Visit jodieleefoundation.org.au for tickets and T's and C's. SA Lottery Licence Number M14933.
Planning an egg hunt this Easter? With Woolies Delivery, we'll take care of the shopping so you can focus on your little bunnies. All your Easter treats and family favourites delivered same day. Order by 1 p.m. Exclusions and T's and C's apply.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
8 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Dave in South Brighton has called in with a traffic update. Hello, Dave.
Yeah, good afternoon, Stacey. Just heading south on Old Brooks Road between Grange Road heading towards Henley Beach Road. There's a massive, big earth-moving truck has broken down in the left-hand lane, so it's pretty chaotic along there.
Oh, no, a big truck too.
Yeah, like, one of those big, big sand trucks. So it's not, you can't push it out the way, that's for sure. So I'd say next hour would be one to avoid.
Oh, thanks for that, Dave. Appreciate the update.
No worries.
See you. That's south on Holbrooks Road between Grange Road and Henley Beach Road. One lane is blocked. So if you need to drive through that area this afternoon on the drive home, I would be avoiding it. Now, we've been telling you about the democracy sausages from Najobi, Dave and Will's democracy sausages, and you can get them for a barbecue near you on election day. Head to 5AA.com.au to register. Perhaps if you're in the hills, though, in the Mount Barker area, you won't be able to be eating any sausages on election day. Samantha Jones is a councillor and joins you now. Samantha Jones, good afternoon. You can't find a barbecue.
Well, hi, Stacey. The last few elections that I've been at, I haven't been able to get a sausage or a cup of coffee or anything. And I'm talking about, the main voting polling booths in Mount Barker as well. And I see that as a huge lost opportunity for so many of the social groups, community groups, sporting clubs as well. Not to mention all of the people that head there, and I think they look forward to buying a sausage while they're in line rather than, going and making a vote.
That is really bizarre.
And so that's where I thought I was thinking about it after hearing Dave and Will talking about the democracy sausage, because I was actually I think it was when we had the federal election, I was hoping to try one, and I went all around the district and I couldn't. I was struggling to find a democracy sausage, let alone the 5AA one. So I thought, okay, I'm going to see how I can look into this. And there's actually a map that you can go on, that's democracy sausage. And I had a look, and there were probably 2 listed in 4 electorates that cover sort of my patch. So that's when I thought, well, this isn't good. I've got to try and organise some sausages on the day. I didn't want to go without. So I just put up a Facebook post on some various Facebook groups and encouraged all of the community groups, if you are doing it, put it on the map. If you're not, sort it out. You know, go and contact where the polling booths are, contact the council. And I'm pleased to say that, I think there's over in the 4 electorates, there's 60 polling booths.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday there were probably only 3 on the map, whereas now there's probably about 10 or 11. So I'm on a mission now. I've got a week. I've got a week to ensure I can get a sausage and a coffee.
Good.
People, if the community's really concerned.
I bet. I'd be concerned if I couldn't get a sausage on election day either. So why don't you stay in touch? Let us know when the booths are coming through, when you find out where the sausage sizzles are happening, and stay in touch with us, and we'll see what we can do about getting you some of Dave and Will's sausages on election day, because I don't want you to miss out.
No, well, absolutely. I have been encouraging a few groups, and I'll give Bracunga a huge shout out. They're amazing. No one really knows where Bracunga is, but they've got gluten-free. They're going to have cake and everything. So I'm encouraging all of the local community groups to enter into the FIVEAA competition. So I'm really hopeful that come next Saturday I will get to try one of the FIVEAA democracy sausages too.
Well, good on you for going on this quest, and keep us updated with it, Councillor.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stacey.
That's Samantha Jones, a councillor with the Mount Barker District Council. What a travesty. Maxine on the text line also says, same here in Paralawi. No sausages last election, none this time as far as I can see. What is happening? If you do have a sausage sizzle near you and you want some of Dave and Will's democracy sausages, you can register at fiveaa.com.au. They're lamb and rosemary, thanks to Najobi. From their award-winning farm to your table, Najobi delivers premium, fresh beef and lamb ethically, locally, effortlessly. Najobi.com.au. All right, we're out of time today. Rowie and Timmy G are coming up with the sports show after the 4 o'clock news. Don't forget, I will be live from the Adelaide Central Markets from 1 p.m. tomorrow. It's for Sauce Day. They're celebrating Sauce Day back at the Central Market tomorrow and on Saturday, but from 1 till 4, I'll be there. Chris Jarmer will be there with me live, cooking at the kitchen in the Central Market, and he always brings some little plates so you can try his food as well. So make sure you come down and say hi. See you then. Thank you for your calls and your texts today. I'll see you at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in sport, live from Adelaide. Enjoy the crisp, clear digital sounds now with the 5AA Player app. Always streaming, always Adelaide.
Don't miss Mazda's final 2025 plate clearance. It's your last chance to get incredible drive-away deals across select 2025 models. Like the top-of-the-range Mazda BT50 SP, now from $68,990 drive away. Or get the job done with the worksite-ready BT50 XT 4x4 dual cab from $55,990 drive away. Be quick, limited stock available. Head into your local dealer today. The final Mazda plate clearance ends soon. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au.